You're a dad. These are your children. And because you're saying they decided to side with their mother, you are not going to look after them again? I'm sorry, but your refusal to help them, even after you are dead, just goes to prove that you are actually a bad man and an even worse father and husband. Hi guys, I'm back. If you're dropping by for the very first time, my name is Martha Smallz, and you're very welcome to my channel. So let's get right into this one.
So my father passed a few months ago. He left everything to me: his house, his investments, his business. He didn't give anything to my sisters, who are estranged and with our mother ever since my parents divorced. My sisters they have asked me to help pay their student loans because my father left them with nothing.
How much was it?
Combined, I believe they went to both undergrad and grad, so combined it's about $300,000.
Yes, you're telling me that, but
$300,000. Well, for their students? Yeah, sounds about right for Americans.
It's
Jesus.
a couple million. It's basically his house, his investment, and his business.
when you say a couple million, is that like 2 million or is that like 6 million?
It's in the 8 figures.
So we're talking 10 million plus.
Yeah, that's 10 plus.
10 plus. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Okay.
Okay. So he purposefully did not leave any money to your sisters because he had no relationship with them, and that was his call to make. Are they misbehaviors?
No, he basically cut them off because they sided with our mother during their divorce.
Okay, so their team mom, your team dad, and he goes, hey, I'm going to leave it all to my son who's been loyal to me.
Yes.
Okay. And now they're resentful because they feel like they deserve a portion of this money.
It seems like it, yes.
Okay. Is it literally just simply, I don't like your mother anymore and they like her, you're dead to me?
So my mother had an affair. That's why they divorced. My sister sided with my mother because they like the affair partner more. And I sided with my father because he was my father.
Okay. This is more relational, emotional than it is financial. You could write them a check and pay off the loans, but I don't know that you agree with the principle behind it, or that would have been your father's heart. Well, yeah, what do you want to do? What's your heart lean towards?
I don't want to disrespect my father in any way.
Okay, do you have a relationship with your sisters? Or is it estranged as well?
It's estranged.
Okay. I'm trying to weigh if this was a decision that was made out of dysfunction, which is, I'm forcing you to choose sides, and you guys are children, so you're choosing whatever, I don't know, the parent you like the most that day, that sort of thing. And is this your father, having kind of just an immature moment? Is it literally just simply, I don't like your mother anymore and they like her, you're dead to me?
So my mother had an affair. That's why they divorced. My sister sided with my mother because they like the affair partner more. And I sided with my father because he was my father.
Okay, I think you're going to be resentful if you give this money. And I'd rather them be resentful towards you than you be resentful towards them.
Forfeited that resource.
Yes.
You decided that he wasn't cool. You know what? Even then, that he ain't cool. You're not going to plow his money. So this was not a problem until he died and he got money. Now you want to come back. Oh, you couldn't. I could what? Because you know what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, ungrateful son of bitches. What's going to happen is that you're going to pay the student loan. And when everything's going to said and done, you're not going to have more relationship. These motherfuckers are not going to be grateful. First and foremost, first off, you guys got together, you got 3 kids, you separate. Don't pull the kids in your bullshit. That's your kids. But sometimes the kids, they get invested and they want to get in this shit. You choose a side, You estranged that dude. You don't want to live there, you don't want to be part of it, but now he's gone. He's my father. You decided he was there to you. Or whatever will happen. And then he got a beef too and he left it to me? No, I'm sorry. You're not going to get jack shit. I don't have to pay nothing.
That is a conscious decision that they have to make with a lot of consultation and back and forth. That doesn't even include the fact that the women already came to him for money and he said no explicitly, which shows that in conversation with them and when he went through the legal process, he said no. So it's quite clear that this was a conscious decision and not a spur of the moment thing. When the women or the daughters said, they preferred the man that their mother had an affair with, so I guess that's like the stepdad or whatever, to the actual father. Yeah, they might have valid reasons for that, but you don't get to make that choice and have access to his money. No. You might be justified for hating the father. You might be justified for wanting to choose the mother and go ask the new dad, the one you like so much who she had an affair with, since you prefer him to your dad. Go ask him for money to pay your student loans. It makes you look like a giant piece of garbage when you speak about your dad that way, and then you talk about the man that they had an affair with and how whatever it is, and you speak about how he's better than you, the dad, and then you also want the dad's labor and his income for yourself. There's a little bit of a crazy entitlement there. I'm not mad at you choosing the other, but then you also want to double back and take resources.
Nope. You forfeited that resource.
Hold that L.
You forfeited that resource.
Yes.
You decided that he wasn't cool. You know what? Even then, that he ain't cool. You're not gonna plow his money.
So guys, that was basically the gist of the video. These guys who I follow, who I love actually, Abba and Preach, were giving their 2 cents on this guy who said that his sisters reached out to him for money, and he was wondering, kind of like on the fence of if he should help them or if he shouldn't. Now, I felt the need to react to this video because, first of all, these are people that I follow, people that I agree with most of the time. But this time I had to disagree. And this is why. So guys, here is where I disagree with the both of you. First and foremost, like Preach said, when parents are fighting, their kids should never be involved. You should never involve your children in the fights that you're having. Majority of the time when kids get involved, it's because they can't help it. Let's say you're watching your mom being abused, or you're watching your dad being abused. You know, it's like a situation where you find yourself stuck and you have to, pick a side. But that, like, absolutely without question, kids should never be involved in the fights of their parents. Now, I want to address everybody as they come. Dad, you're the dad of these kids. These are your children. They didn't choose to be your children. You chose to have them. So they didn't choose you. You chose them. It's so funny that because of a misunderstanding that you had with their mother, a woman that you chose, you have now decided to extend your aggression and your anger towards your own children. Children that did not choose to be your children. At the end of the day, a responsible father is a responsible father, regardless of how his children feel, regardless of how his children behave. A good father is a good father. Full stop. Now, I don't think this guy would have reached out for advice unless something on his conscience was telling him that what he's doing is wrong. That's why he called to the radio station to ask for advice. Like the fact that even after you are dead, you are still refusing to help your daughters just goes further to prove their argument against you, that you were actually a bad father. You guys, my basis will always be the Bible. We are all children of God and God is our Father. How do we behave? Do we appreciate Him? Do we appreciate Him like we should? We don't. Majority of the time, we spend our lives disrespecting, dishonoring, unappreciating the God that we have. But still, He's God. Still, He's our Father. Every day, when you wake up to go and say, there's no God, God sustains you. He wakes you up in the morning to go and disrespect Him. He wakes you up, He gives you breath in your lungs to go on the street and say He's not there. This is the God that we serve. This is the example that we have. That when you are a parent, you will love your child regardless. And it is the love that transforms them, not the hate. It is the love that transforms them. So if you're telling me that even after you are dead, you are alive, your daughters came to you to pay their student debts. Guy, your sisters are not asking that you give them half of the inheritance. They're not taking you to court demanding their share. No. All they are asking, seeing that you have more than $10 million, can you help us clear this debt that we have? I don't see anything wrong with that. And the reason as to why your sisters came to you is because they waited for your dad to die. In their minds, they are hoping that their brother is nothing like their father. I'm not denying that what their mother did was wrong. I do not know the circumstances under which she cheated, because there's so much nuance in this. We're hearing one side of the story. We're not hearing from the sisters. We're not hearing the kind of relationship these girls had with their father. But from how he's reacting and from the way he's behaving, I can clearly see the kind of man he is. Some men are narcissists. They are controlling. And he thought that because he had money and because he had wealth, he could control his wife and his daughters. From the way this guy is speaking, it seems that his sisters are younger than him. Honestly, do you want to be like your father? Do you want to extend this hatred that him and your mother had into the next generation? That you're not going to assist your sisters when you can? Fine, they're not asking for a relationship. Maybe a relationship will not come out of it. So what? Are you the kind of person who cannot help someone who can't help you? So you're saying you don't tithe in church? You're saying you don't help the homeless and the needy? You don't feed the hungry? Everyone who you help has to help you back? I mean, these are your sisters. For the sake of family, for the sake of blood, do not make the same mistake that your dad made. Be a better man than your father. Whatever mistakes that your father had with your mother, they had nothing to do with you or your sisters. Unfortunately, you guys became victims of whatever it is that happened between your parents. But this is a chance, an opportunity for you to make it right. To not continue the sins of the past. You don't know why things happened the way that they did. You do not know why your mother cheated on your dad. All you know is that you stayed with your father and they went with their mother. They are girls, they went with a woman. You're a man, you stayed with a man. Most of the time, that's how it is. And it seems to me like when you stayed with your dad, he just decided to pour his poison into you. And now you're questioning if you should help your blood sisters because of something that they did to your father who is dead. Let the dead deal with the dead. Let the things of the past be the things of the past. Let me give you a scenario right now. Right now, they need you. I wouldn't even say that they need you. They're just asking. But best believe me, even if you do not help your sisters, they shall continue in life and it shall be well with them. But just assume you decide not to help them. You decide not to give them that 300,000 from the over $10 million that you have. Then you go on with your life, you have your own kids. God forbid one of your kids falls sick and they need a bone marrow transplant. But you're not a match. Nobody is a match. So the doctor asks you, do you not have relatives? Don't you have sisters? Don't you have anybody out there? And you're like, I have a mother and 2 sisters. And the doctor is asking you, why can't you go to them to ask them to help you save your child? What will you say? Because I refused to help them when they came to me? Because you see, they had cried, they did not treat my dad the way he wanted, and then I therefore would it be fair that they transfer their anger that they have towards you to your child? Do you think that it is fair for you to transfer this anger to them? I mean, it's too bad that your parents didn't stay together. And I feel like somewhere deep down, you have some kind of resentment towards your sisters because you know that they got to enjoy your mother. They had that love, that nurturing. And you feel like they should have stayed with me. We should have stayed here and suffered together. And now you're feeling like since you suffered alone with your dad, they do not need any of his money. They're not asking for the money. I honestly feel like these guys are asking for a drop in the ocean. From what you have. Honestly, $300,000 out of over 10 million USDs? Really? So this is my simple advice. This is what I think. Help your sisters. Help them. So Abba Preach, I most of the times, like for the most part, agree with you. Yes, what these girls did perhaps was wrong. Maybe the father is extending his malice because he feels that even when they were older, they could have come towards him and they didn't. But at the end of the day, he is their father. He is their father. It is incredible for a man to hold malice like this towards his own children. Because he feels like they picked their mother. Perhaps there are things that they do not know. Things that they did not understand. Is this the same malice that his mother is holding for him? You might think that right now because you have $10 million, you are untouchable. That you do not need anybody. That you do not need your sisters. Your sisters were estranged from your father. Just as you are estranged from your mother. Now your dad is dead. Perhaps this is an opportunity to restore your family. To make right all that has gone wrong. To sit down with them and end the bitterness of the past. How can you sit down and question whether you should help your sisters? I heard him saying that I do not want to dishonor the will or the desires of my father. Your father is dead, okay? And your father willed his money to you. So, by definition, his money belongs to you. And because that money belongs to you, now you have a right to choose how you dispense of it. That's why they asked your father said no. They waited patiently. Now the money is yours. And by them coming to you, they are hoping that perhaps you're different from their father. I would have seen red flags if you were saying, my sisters are suing me in court. No, 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 no. You have over $10 million. All these guys are asking is that please pay our debts. They're not even asking for money. They're asking that you clear their debts. That is it. So my guy, even if I support Abba and preach majority of this, I have to disagree with them. You cannot perpetuate the sins of the past. Do not make the same mistake that your parents made and involve yourselves in fights that have nothing to do with you. Do not continue this bitterness. Do not continue this hatred, this enmity. This is an opportunity for you to work on your relationship, to be better. And let me tell you, whether your sisters are interested in a relationship with you or not, for your own conscience, for you to know that actually I did the right thing. We don't do the right thing because it is easy. Actually, the right thing is oftentimes the hard thing. The hardest decisions are usually the best decisions. So, I just hope that you step out of yourself. I hope that there's no kind of resentment towards them because you feel like they got to at least enjoy the nurturing and the love of your mother and you didn't get to do that. This is an opportunity to do it all. It's an opportunity to right the wrongs of the past, an opportunity to begin again, an opportunity to forgive where someone else couldn't. Because the one who was offended was your father and not you. So don't carry whatever baggage and hatred that he left behind. That is not the inheritance. Okay? And now that he has died and left you in charge, I hope you make a better decision than he did. Shame on your dad wherever he is, because trust me, God asked him. Every man is in the position of a father of God. Treat your children the way God treats you, even when you disobey him, even when you do wrong, even he's always forgiving. He's always merciful. He's always ready to reconcile with his children. Why wasn't your father like that? At the end of the day, those are your children. You created them. And if they turn out any which way, you are responsible. Either by being there or not being there. So instead of him taking accountability of the fact that fine, him and his daughters were not close, but the misunderstandings between their mother led to that, no, he decided to blame them, to extend malice towards his own children. Please do not be like your father. Because I'm sure wherever he went, he regretted the decision that he made. All those people who are in the comments saying first they will start for student fees, then they will come for wedding, then they will come for this. On his own, he can decide. The guy has over $10 million. What would it take from him to get $1 million and give his sisters? I don't care whether he knows them, whether he has talked to them or not. Blood is blood. You don't need to know them. You don't need to relate with them, but help them. Because people are helped by people they don't know. People are helped by people they have never met. Someone will be orphaned and a stranger from a different nation will take them on and help them. How much more your own sisters, your own blood sisters? Because of a disagreement with your dad, you are not your father. Don't be like him. Be better than he was. And fix what he couldn't fix. What his ego and his pride would not allow him to do. Do it. And you'll be the better for it. And trust me, this is the best advice. That's why Jesus said, when they ask you for a shirt, give them a trouser also. They've asked you for 300,000, my guy, mad, give them 3 million and send them on their way. You can do more and you know it. That's why you ask for advice. Your conscience is telling you to do the right thing. I beg of you, do the right thing. Do not listen to the majority of people who are saying, screw them. No, that is the enemy, that is the devil. Because if you continue like that and your children continue like that and their children, where will it end? It is only love that can defeat hate. It's only forgiveness that can lead to reconciliation. So forgive them for what you think they did and what they didn't do, and help them. Because trust me, you'll be helping yourself. So in conclusion, this is what I think. I'm very sorry. I want to start by apologizing to you and to your sisters. I'm sorry that your parents involved you in their fight. I'm sorry that the resentment that your parents had for each other was much stronger than the love that they had for you guys. Because they would have made sure that even if they have separated, that the siblings remain siblings. The fact that you're estranged from your sisters and your sisters are estranged from you, it means your parents are to blame. Whatever misunderstandings that they had, they could not work through them. So you stayed with your dad telling you what he was telling you. They stayed with their mother telling them what she was telling them. You're not your father. They are not your mother. This was a fight that happened a generation before you guys. Why should you extend it? I know you're saying that your dad left you this money. The money is yours now. So you choose what to do with the money. You decide. So yes, you said that they came and they asked your dad for money while he was alive and he said no. Now that they have come to you, they are hoping that you're different from their father. That you will have a little bit of more empathy and understanding and consideration. I would have been alarmed if you said that they are demanding for half. But they are not. Not even half of half. It's like asking for a nickel when someone has $100. What does it take from you to help your family? So I challenge you, regardless of what people are saying on the Discord, in the comments, by the grace of God, I hope you find this video. You and anyone like you, in a situation whereby you can help people that were not helpful to you in the past, do it. Help them. Be different from them. Because then there's no difference between you and them. Do not continue this bitterness. I know so many people have been hurt by people that they love, by their family members. I mean, Preach was talking and I could see the pain. But you guys, our personal experiences are not the template for life. The template is the Bible. Because if everyone gives advice based on what they have experienced, we shan't go anywhere. Your experience is not the standard. What does the Bible say? Forgive. Pray for those that offend you. Help your enemies. You understand? That's the only way. So I know some of you are bitter, you've been through bitter experiences, and those are the things that are making you say, don't help them, please. Every time you concede to that kind of defeat, the enemy wins. When he destroys the purity and the hope for a better person in the future, and you're just resigned to thinking that human beings are hopeless and they are betrayers. No. Even if you've been betrayed 10 million times, it does not mean that there are no good people in this world. Even if your family has let you down, it does not mean there are no good families out there. So do not let what happened to you guys stop you from making a better future for yourselves. Okay? That is my most sincere advice. That we should not allow our pain to advise us. We should not allow our bitter experiences to advise us. Okay? Alright guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me till the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please leave your comments. I would really like to hear what you guys have to think about this. So to whom it may concern, those who have ears will hear. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me, and I'll see you guys on the next one.